Good morning. Welcome to the bipolarhappens.com video blog. I decided to do a video blog this morning simply because I have so many questions from the readers that I'd like to answer, and I wanted to give a brief update on what I'm doing with my work. And I also want to say thanks to everybody who posts comments on my entries. It makes it far more interesting for everybody. We get tens of thousands of people coming to this blog, and so anything that you write or any comments you have helps everybody learn more about the illness. I'm especially interested to hear from family members and friends, because often you guys are the ones that don't get as much attention, but you're the ones who take care of us, those of us with bipolar disorder when we get sick. I also want to point out that underneath this blog, video blog, there is an entire long blog from a reader who talked about what's the difference between going somewhere and getting manic or actually being manic and having it affect the way you act when you go somewhere. And I wrote back and I said, well, that's what I call the chicken and the egg dilemma of bipolar disorder. What comes first? And I think you'll find it fascinating to read her original question, then my response asking her questions, and then what she actually figured out like a detective by the time that she had read my email. I think everybody will enjoy reading that who's ever had mania and wondered what caused what. Because I found almost always that my mania is starting before I do stupid things with mania. But sometimes I can have things put me into mania, definitely the weather, travel, etc. So that's a great blog to read to determine where do you fit in terms of the chicken and the egg of bipolar disorder. I also want to talk more about seasonal affective disorder in further blogs, and I think I'll do that through this webcast. And please know, everybody, I read every single comment and letter that comes to this blog. I get hundreds of them. I will try to answer as many as possible. I did do some on the podcast. If you look to the right of the, I'm using my hand motions here. If you look to the right of the blog, there's a whole list down the side that shows videos, it shows podcasts. You can also type in radio in the search engine here on the blog and hear all of my old radio shows that I did last year. I had some fantastic guests. I definitely recommend, if you do that, that you look for the radio show with Terry Chaney, who wrote the memoir Manic. It was one of my favorite radio interviews. I thought she was just wonderful. I did an interview with Andy Berman, who wrote Electro Boy. There are interviews with people about schizophrenia, childhood, adolescent, bipolar disorder, etc. It's very, very exciting. Also, when you look to the right, you'll see that there are categories where you can simply say, oh, I want to read about mania, etc. So I hope this is a very educational blog for everybody. But please do keep sending in the reader comments and questions, and I will get to as many as possible. And also, as a reader, feel free to answer these questions with your ideas. I read them all, so don't worry, there's not anything you can say wrong. Just send them in, I'll post them, and then we can help each other answer questions. So I hope you have a great day today. Today is a day of logistics for me. I'm getting my schedule in order, where I'm going to write, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, so that I can stay focused even when I'm having an ADD day or a depression day. I like to start in the morning and decide where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do, and then I just do my best to get to it so that I feel better by the time I go to sleep at night. So good luck to everybody today. If you just got out of the hospital, there's hope. We've all been there. If you were just diagnosed, this blog gives you so much information and a lot of hope and answers to your questions. If you're a family member or someone who loves someone with bipolar disorder, there's a lot of education for you on this blog as well. If you want to find more about my books, just look to the top of this video and you'll see About Julie and About Julie's books. So I'll be doing a lot more webcasts now that I have my nifty little webcam. So keep sending the questions and I'll get to as many as I can. Thanks, everybody.